A Shalom Akyam Wa'akwath of the elect of the nation of Israel, the nation of Yashar Allah, which in these last days, you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you make up the 12 tribes according to the law and the prophets of the Holy Scriptures, giving all praises to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Wa Raha Kwadash, and double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which are the men that taught me the 100% truth according to the Holy Scriptures. Okay, and the title of this lesson, Lord's Will, it's edifying. It's entitled Understanding Head Covered and Showing Respect to the King. Okay, let me type in onto, okay, the King. Okay, the King being Yahweh Shai. And brothers got to understand that when you read scriptures, okay, or you're prophesying in the highways and hedges. If you are a speaker, you know, like it tells you in the book of Corinthians, okay, you got to make sure you have your head covered, okay, and that's a spiritual aspect of showing respect not only unto the church, which the church is the body of Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Bashmal Shai. Okay, you're showing respect to your the brother next to you as well. You're showing respect to the congregation, and at last you're really showing respect to Yahweh Shai, because Yahweh Shai in spirit, okay, he would be known as our head, okay, the head of the man. Hey, just like in the world, okay, you might have these different these different corporations, or you might be a CEO of a company. A CEO is an acronym for a chief, okay, executive officer. Okay, and he has men under him, okay, or that work for him, and they have to show various gestures, okay, various signs of respect, okay, and that's really universal, okay, having your hat on when you approach, might be a lieutenant, or even amongst in the truth, you might be with a brother, and you give a salute. You give a salute. You got to make sure you have, you might have a hat on, okay, or a beanie, okay. When you salute a brother, okay, you salute him, having your head uncovered, okay, and that's a sign of respect. And real quick, what I want to do before I get this precept, I want to go into a quick, okay, modern day customs of, okay, informal gestures, okay, that demonstrate the character of a man, okay, and respect towards, okay, the military, because really, okay, that's why when you read the scriptures, Yahweh Bashim Shai is known as a man of war, and he's also known as the God of the heavenly armies, okay, and in these last days, the Heavenly Father has chosen the prophets primarily to be, okay, part of his army, his military, okay. You might have brothers that are in a position in the spirit of might be just a soldier, an officer. You just keep going up the rank. You have generals, lieutenants. Now we don't give these specific titles like it tells you here in the book of Job. Okay, let me get a precept real quick. Just a spirit flowing. This is Job 32 and 22. For I know not to give flattering titles. In so doing, my maker would soon take me away. Yeah, because Yahweh Shai, he taught us, okay, amongst the brotherhood, man, you got to see each other as equal, not equal in as in rank, but equal as in brotherhood. Okay, we're not to give flattering titles. Matter of fact, let me look up this word flattering. Okay, it says complimentary, pleasing of a person remarks full of praise and compliments. You see, and Yahushua he taught that during his ministry. Okay, you had a lot of Israelites who wanted to make him a king, but Yahushua said, "Hey, right now it's not the time, to be calling me a king." Yahushua did say, uh, "The servant is no greater than his master," because really, man, every brother that you deal with, he might be already an age, elder, or even younger. At the end of the day, you got to see that brother, okay, as simply a man of the Lord, a servant of the Heavenly Father. This is John 15 and 20. Remember the word that I said unto you, the servant, and who are the servants? Those are the prophets. Okay, it's you brothers who are currently in the front lines. The servant is not greater than his master or than his Lord. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also. Let me give one more. John 13 and 16. Verily, verily, I say unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord, neither he that is sent greater than he that sent him. You see? So in the spirit, Apostle Paul spoke about that you all speak the same thing. Okay, of course, we give double honor to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone, which these are titles that they earned. Okay, a title of an apostle or an elder has to be earned. Okay, and you don't get that through 2 years in the truth, 5 years in the truth. Now you get that after I believe it's around like 12 years in the truth. Okay, 12 plus years. You're considered already a man of understanding of the proper breakdowns, pretty much, or the meat of the scriptures. But still, okay, even though you might be in the truth for 12, 13, 14 years, you always have to have the mindset, okay, yeah, you might be an elder, but you got to understand, yeah, how I said, the servant is not greater than his master. And you get that in these different Israelite camps. You have camps like and I'll give an example, the ISUPK. They give titles to their main heads like general, okay, lieutenant, okay, just flattering titles, just praising men. If I'm making sense in the spirit. But the point here that I want to make is the gestures, okay, of character, okay, of the world, but you can apply that to the truth, because really these modern day customs, they go back to biblical times, and even during the times of the Southern Kingdom in the European dynasty, which is known as the Byzantine dynasty empire, which the word dynasty and empire are synonymous, where the Southern Kingdom mainly ruled Europe for about 1,000 years. And during that time, during those 1,000 years, they had, okay, warriors. They were known as the knights. You had the Knight Templars, I believe it was also the Jesuits, but most likely the knights. But here, this is from the quick article preview, southernliving.com. It says, according to Emily Post Institute, many traced it back to medieval times when knights would remove their helmets to identify themselves. You see, so it's like in the army. You want to identify a soldier. Okay, you want to make sure you see his face completely from head to chin. You see, you want to make sure you identify what type of you know pretty much hair he has, whether he has hair or not. Okay, you know, just simply showing your whole face. You don't want to be mysterious, so to speak, when dealing with your identity. Okay, or even in your IDs, you might have your state ID. Okay, even Esau will tell you, hey, if you want you want your ID. You can't be having no hat on. No hat on. You gotta make sure you identify yourselves. Okay, out of respect. Just to identify you. Okay, when you might get questioned by Esau, or you might get okay, or something might happen. You got people gotta know who you are. But same thing applies to this truth. You see, even in the times of the Byzantine Empire, it says here the medieval times, that the knights, the soldiers, would remove their helmets to identify themselves, as well as a gesture of respect. You see, so ultimately, um, when you approach a brother for a salute, or a like shalom, or even in the world, you might be a brother that you might be a speaker, okay, and you got to make sure you have your hat off, or your beanie, whatever is covering your head. Now we understand during the times of winter season, winter season might get super cold. For example, here in San Diego, the coldest it'll ever get, maybe like 45, 39, if rarely. But if you're a brother, you might be in the state of Utah, Salt Lake City, Utah, or Idaho. Okay, these very cold states, freezing temperatures, and you might have your ear coverings, or you might be speaking, and then you might feel that little breeze, so you might have want to cover your head at that particular moment. But you gotta understand that, okay, that's disrespectful when you're prophesying, because when you're prophesying, you're actually um, representing Yahushai, and Yahushai, going back to the times of manners and customs of the Hebrew Israelites, which is so-called Hispanics, Native Americans, so-called blacks. It says the hat etiquette, or etiquette, also has roots in Christianity, which, okay, Christianity is a religion, and we understand that we are not part of a religion. We are a nationality, a heritage. Now there is specific words. The word religion is found in the scriptures, but you got to understand that when used in biblical terms, religion actually means to hold back, and religion holds you back from your true legacy, your true nationality. So really, we are Hebrew Israelites. It says, as it's long been considered customary for men to remove their hats upon entering a church. You see, and the church, that symbolism to the body of Yahushua. Let me get that real quick. Okay, I think that's in Corinthians as well. It's a lot. This is First Corinthians 12 and 27. It says, Colossians 1:18. It says, and he is the head. Who's the he? Yahushua. Yahushua is the head of the body, the church. See, so what is the body? The church, who is the beginning, the firstborn from the dead, that all things he might have preeminence. Let's get one more. This is the book of okay, let me see. Okay, Khan. This is First Corinthians 12:27. Now ye are the body of Hamashiach, and members in particular. Yeah, and then a body, which is the church, you will have prophets, you will have elders, you will have apostles, you will have brothers that speak different languages, teachers, gifts, diversities, governments, okay, so on and so forth. Okay, this is the book of First Corinthians 11 and 4. Every man praying or prophesying, which is preaching the word, okay, or even reading, because really when you're reading the scriptures, if you're a Hebrew Israelite primarily, and you're supposed to show respect, okay, to the head, because every time you read the scriptures, you're actually reading about Yahushua. So you got to show that that honor and that respect, having his head covered, dishonoreth his head. And who's the head? We just read that in Colossians. The head is Yahushua. So the point where I want to get to is that about I'll say 2 weeks ago I did made a post, okay, that I was going to Lord's will make many lessons, okay, out of this camp session that took, okay, I took part in here in Cali about like 2 3 weeks ago, and you had these two Edomites, okay, that approached the camp, very proudly, okay, two proud, arrogant, haughty Hebrew Edomites, okay, because they're also Hebrews, they're from the past. They approached the camp, and then you had this demon, okay, which the brother of one of the brothers of our camp, he pulled that precept about, because this man, he was boasting about Apostle Paul, he was boasting about Galatians, the third chapter, and Apostle Paul said that there is no Jew nor Greek, so on and so forth. But when it came time to speak really about the letters of Apostle Paul, okay, he got rebuked. We told this demon to take his hat off, okay, to identify himself, right, out of respect. Why? Because he's inside the body of Yahushua, and that's the church, man. Okay, and really, no Edomite has, okay, no business coming to our church. That's why we tell brothers, it tells you in the scriptures, hey, try the spirits, whether they be of Yahushua or not. And once you try those spirits, okay, if you identify them as Hebrew Israelites, hey, they're welcome to the church if they're, respectful and humble. But hey, if they're Edomites, you give them their judgment, and you, okay, let them go. In other words, give them their judgment, their future judgment that's going to happen to them, and just keep it moving, man. See, but this proud Edomite, he approached the church of Yahweh Shemel Shai and didn't want to take his hat off, man. You see, and that's completely disrespectful and hypocrisy, because really, in the spirit, I perceive that, hey, these men were military, okay, military, whether they're veterans or currently serving, because here in the city of San Diego is a very heavy, okay, when it comes down to Esau's military. They have the Navy, they have the Air Force, they have the National Guard. So I do perceive that these men are or once were part of Esau's military, army, navy, whatever branch you want to call it. But even in Esau's military, it will tell you, okay, here I have a real quick, okay, Navy history, okay, which is a branch of Esau, right? It says officers and enlisted are identified by their uniforms. Their hats are an important part. This uniform, sailors must wear a hat at any time they are outside, and they take them off when they are inside. You see, that's just like the truth, man. The inside, that's the body of Yahushua. Okay, when you're outside the body of Yahushua, which is the church, hey, you could wear your hat anytime you want. But when you come and step on holy ground, okay, which the pretty kind of like the holy of holies, which is the church, hey, you gotta show that respect. One way to tell an officer from an enlisted sailor is to look at the hat he or she is wearing. One more, it says, this is from the uacron.edu education. It says, these informal gestures demonstrate your character and respect for army. See, so these two Edomites, they showed no respect and character towards the word, which is Yahushua. That's why here in the book of Psalms, chapter 50 and 16, it says, but unto the wicked, who's the wicked? The so-called white man, Esau, Edom. He saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou should take my covenant in thy mouth? You see that? And there's an example of a devil, Esau, Edom, taking the covenants, the word of Yahweh Shemel Shai in his mouth. Not only that, but he's reading out of the scriptures with his head covered, man. Dishonoring not only the body of Yahushua, which are the brothers, the church, okay, but he's dishonoring really the king. That's why I entitled this lesson, Understanding Head Covered and Showing Respect unto the king. You see, so this is very disrespectful, man, okay, from these devils, and that's why the Lord is going to bring harsh judgment onto them. Okay, this is Second Ezra 3 and 36. Thou shalt find that Israel, right, primarily starting with the prophets, starting with the tribe of Judah on down to Ephraim, Naphtali, Gad, Issachar. It says, Israel by name has kept thy precepts. An example of precept is to, okay, uncover your head. You know, if you have a hat on, whatever you have on top of your head, when coming into the church, when reading the scriptures, prophesying. You see, there's a precept, okay, 1 Corinthians 11 and 4, every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoreth his head. See that? So Israel, primarily the prophets, we understand this clearly. But unto the wicked, like it tells you in the book of Titus, unto the pure all things are pure, but unto the wicked all things are not pure. You see, it says, but not the heathen. You see, so the heathen, they don't understand the spiritual aspect, okay, of having your head covered, when to have your head covered, or having your head uncovered. See, and another example I want to get in our previous camp session, you had this Jake, which he was very bugged out, but though he was bugged out, he understood the rebuke that we gave him. See, Jake coming to the camp, asking, different questions, not being patient, but something that Jake did understand. Okay, and he showed honor. He showed honor when, the spirit, okay, will rebuked him by telling him to, hey, got to take that hat off when you come into the church. You see, you want to be able to identify Jake. You see, Jake hat on. You're like, hey, the spirit rebuked him. So all right, you see, out of respect, man. We keep watching the camp session, Jake humble down, and that's a good thing. Those are the beginning steps of trying the spirits, whether they be of Yahweh, Shemal Shai, or not. And that's pretty much the point of understanding the head covered and showing respect unto the king, which the king is Yahweh Shai. This is Isaiah 3 and 5 in the GNT. Everyone will take advantage of everyone else. Young people will not respect their elders, and worthless people will not respect their superiors. You see, so in these last days, you will have worthless people, which are 2/3 of Israel, and also the heathen, Esau, Edom, who are not going to respect their superiors. You see, and our superiors, really, that goes into the elders apostles, but really it goes into Yahushua and the angel, the Makah, which is the angels, right? The Holy Spirit. This is First Peter 2 and 17. Respect everyone. And now this is speaking about brothers amongst the brotherhood. You see, you got to show love. You got to show brotherly love. Okay, it says even believers honor Yahweh and respect the emperor. You see that? So you got to show respect, okay, to the emperor, and that's Yahweh Shai. So if you don't, okay, acknowledge, like it tells you in the book of Psalms, kiss the Son, lest he be angry, and ye perish in the way. And part of kissing the Son is to showing respect, and that means when you come into his body, okay, the church, you got to take your hat off, man. See, and these are just the stepping stones of the kingdom of the Heavenly Father, man. Now let's identify what the word respect means in the Blue Letter Bible, or not, it's not Blue Letter Bible, but here real quick in the dictionary. Okay, it says to regard, esteem, consider, favor, approval, okay, and awe, honor. There you go. So you got to show honor, high respect. You see, because the word, the word is Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai has to be greatly respected, man. Why? Because it tells you that in the book of Colossians, okay, how Yahweh Shai received the inheritance. He received everything, man. Colossians 1:16. For by him were all things created that are in heaven, that are in earth, visible and invisible, whether they be thrones or dominions or principalities or powers, all things, right? Whether you're an Edomite, whether you're an Israelite, whether you're an Ishmaelite, okay, whether you're a tree, whether you're the moon, the sun, it says all things were created by him and for him. And he is before all things, and by him all things consist. You see, so the word of Yahweh, which is Yahweh Shai, has to be greatly respected because he is, okay, before all things, okay, before the earth, okay, before the universe. Because when Yahweh spoke life to existence, hey, that was Yahweh Shai. Okay, and then after Yahweh Shai, you had the Allahayim, the powers, man, who created, the heavens and the earth pursuant to the book of Genesis. You see, hey, but there you go, man. Just a quick, for you brothers, understanding head covered and showing respect unto the king. And I just wanted to give these two few examples of the wrong way to approach the church. Okay, this is an example of the wrong way. Okay, and the right way to approach the church is right here. Okay, head uncovered. Okay, out of respect, man. With that, I'm gonna say shalom.